incorporating virtual or augmented reality into the student experience, simply because, as far as, let's be honest, as far as Gen Z, they were playing games on their phone before they were really doing anything else purposeful with it.
Right.
So engaging them in gaming, getting their brain to light up in that way is something they've been wired from what, age 3 to be able to do. So I think if we don't engage them in learning that way.
I love that topic because I used to teach, and when I was a adjunct faculty at a community college teaching these paramedic students, we would, if we ever got audited on, you gave such and such student a license, on this date, show me the skills that they performed. And it's, you go to a file cabinet, you open it up, and you have to like sift through 100 names till you get to M. You pull it out, and there's a piece of paper that someone signed who doesn't work here anymore. And that's supposed to be proof. And it's different today if you can do it digitally, right? Because then you can just log into the platform and search for the person's name and see everything they did, like digitally stamped. Sometimes even see the recording or see a playback or actually even perform yourself. Like that scenario still exists. And so you can go, and that's the scenario that they did, or that's the skill that they performed. And you want to try it, Mr. Auditor? Could you speak to something that has to do with maybe a little bit of fear around this type of tracking? And I'll give you a little bit of context. I spoke to I was at a hospital, and this hospital system, we were discussing this type of technology and how powerful it is to be able to look at the post analytics, oftentimes referred to as even a grading or some way to see what someone had been doing step by step. And their response was, well, we wouldn't want to measure that because we don't want these professionals to fail in these digital sims, right? Like, we don't want that stamped. And I kind of understand what they're talking about. So, this wasn't necessarily their situation, but I would extrapolate and say, so if I'm a hospital and I have a Sentinel event, and then I bring in a collection of healthcare providers that were part of that Sentinel event, and so we're going to do some training on that scenario, and so we do some training on it, and the purpose of the remedial training is to just go through it a couple of times and debrief and discuss, and then get back on the floor